Hey guys, I recently watched the 2017 Chips movie, which was ultimately the pet project of Dax Shepard, who is also an actor. But whenever Dax Shepard is involved in a movie, you can rest assured that it's going to be a gearhead movie. So a lot of his movies are geared towards people who love automobiles. But in Chips, the focus were on these really sweet motorcycles. Now, in the old Chips TV show, which I used to watch as a kid, the Chips Patrol drove Kawasaki's, but in 2017, for the movie, they decided to go with some more modernized motorcycles to kick off the movie. So let's just say that I loved the bike scenes in the movie, but I feel like a lot of the spirit of the TV show wasn't quite in the movie, but I still loved all the motorcycle scenes. One of my favorite motorcycle movies of all time. That said, I didn't. I feel like the movie could have been a little bit better in terms of Chip's old TV spirit. But anyways, these motorcycles are not official merchandise of the Chips movie, but I wanted to show you what they drove in the movie without having to get real ones because that would be kind of expensive. So Poncherello and his partner, they started off. When they joined the force, they started off driving these BMWs, which are R 1200 RTPs, and I believe they were 2010 models. But my models are about 2011. I don't know if there's any significant difference between 2011 and 2010, but they look very similar to the movie version. Now later in the movie, they switch off to these Ducatis, and these are Ducati Hypermotard motorcycles, which I believe were oh man, I don't remember the year. I think they're 2016, and the ones I have here are 2014. And again, I can only spot a few visual differences between 2014, 2016. I don't really know much about motorcycles, but they look very similar to the motorcycles in the movie. Now, the bike scenes were very well shot. Like they were orgasmic, to be honest. And to be honest, I didn't mind that they didn't use the Kawasaki models for Chips the movie. In fact, I love the BMWs that they were using because they looked fantastic as police motorcycles. It wasn't until later on when they switched to these hypermotards where I was kind of like, man, these are definitely very far from the Chips motorcycles. Like they look completely different. But the reason why they use hypermotards is because they were a lot faster than the BMWs. And I have not fact checked the movie, so I don't know which ones are actually faster. But Ducati is a very famous motorcycle brand, and I don't doubt that they are significantly faster. And they don't really look like police motorcycles. So yeah, growing up, I watched Chips a lot. I also watched like Dukes of Hazzard, Starsky and Hutch, Knight Rider. But I'm pretty sure I watched every single episode of Chips. And so when I watched this movie, I definitely had my own expectations. And I was listening to Dax Shepard talk about Chips, and he knew he was making something different than the TV series. He wanted to make a more update, kick butt version of Chips, basically. And I think he kind of succeeded. I just didn't really care for the over the top raunchy humor that they used, and a lot of the humor seemed a little I know, kind of sophomoric for Chips. So I feel like um, these cops are a bit more dignified than what the movie showed them to be. But I still love the movie. Like again, I love the motorcycle scenes, and I did like the fact that Dax Shepard tried to do another take on the movie. I just didn't really agree with it. But that's his own artistic interpretation, and I respect that. So I want to show you off. I want to show off these. these 1/12 scale motorcycles. These are really cool looking, actually. And I can't tell. A lot of it seems like plastic parts on this. There's actually a kickstand on here too. See, I can actually put it back up. I can drive it. Vroom. And there's kind of a suspension there, as you can see. Rubberized tires. And I've seen people put police lights on these models, and that would be kind of cool, actually. So I would love to put the police lights on this, on the Hypermotards and the BMWs here. But I'd also like to get the the CHiPs decals on these motorcycles here. Let's go look at the Hypermotard Ducati. And this one's a bit more fit or athletic looking than the BMWs. And yeah, there's a suspension on this one as well. And these tires feel rubber too. Ooh. Yeah, I understand. Why they picked Ducatis later on. So that they could catch up to the other motorcycles that were outpacing them really badly. I think the bad guys were driving Ducatis as well. But I just feel like these motorcycles look more like police motorcycles to me. But anyways, I just wanted to show off this little set here. And yeah, someday I'll get these re-detailed. But anyways, what do you guys think of the 2017 Dax Shepard CHiPs movie? And are you guys fans of the old TV series? Let me know in the comment section. And I feel like I wanted to ask something else. Oh yeah, there's something else I want to talk about. In the CHiPs movie, it's the only movie I know of where they actually show the Chevy SS, which is it's actually an Australian car. It did not have that name in Australia. I think it's the Commodore. Yes, it's the Commodore, I believe, in Australia. But when they imported it to or when they exported it to the U.S., we got it as the Chevy SS. Very, it doesn't look like much, but that thing has a V8 in it, and it's super strong. But in the movie, I think there's one clip in there or two clips where they switch off the SS for like a Malibu. Just as a stand-in, but it was not the same car. Anyways, yeah, that's my rant on CHiPs and also my show and tell on these motorcycles.